Welcome to Simply Liminal. My name is Stacy. This is my daily 2-card reading for Monday, March 11th, 2024. This week we are working with the Urban Crow Oracle by MJ Cullinane, and this is a beautiful deck. This was actually the first deck that I worked with 12 weeks ago now. This is my 12th week of these readings on this channel, so I'm kind of proud of that accomplishment. But back in December when I started posting these videos, that was it was actually on the day of the winter solstice, and we are soon approaching the spring equinox. But I believe, we're still in shadow season, and I wanted to work with this deck one more time. Crows are very much like liminal space, in the shadow. I do love this deck, and I wasn't sure if I was going to reuse it again so quickly, though, because I have many decks that have many energies that they would like to express. But I've been seeing crows earlier in the week, and so I was like, that is my sign to pull this deck out and use it again. So I want to say that I just want to spread this deck out and let people look at it, because I just think the artwork that she did was so stunning, front and back. It's just gorgeous. And if that isn't like a liminal message right there, I don't know what is. MJ Cullinane lives out in Seattle, and so she sees crows all the time, and she really paid attention, was a student of their behavior. She did a tarot deck, and then she did this oracle deck. And she says this in her guidebook about this deck. She says, fly through the veil, knowing you have the support and protection of the world's most mystical bird. And I believe that crows are very mystical. Ravens as well, which we don't see very much out here either. We see crows more than we see ravens. But there's very much a messenger spirit about them. And so when I see them, I pay attention. That there's something that I need to focus on or be aware of. And so that's one of the reasons I was called to use this deck again right now. So before I start any of these readings, I open a circle of light and love and protection around myself. And that is extended to not only myself, but to the viewer and anyone watching these readings, no matter when it is, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, or next year. I truly believe that you're protected always, as long as these readings last. And also, I believe that no matter when you come to these readings, whether, it's 3 years from now, that there's a message for you to be had in them. Spirit doesn't work like our calendar, It doesn't follow date stamps and time stamps. Though I do believe messages can come to us through dates and times on clocks, like 11:11 or 12:12 or 4:44 or 5:55. Those are important things for us to pay attention to us. But when you see those things, those synchronicities, that is the universe trying to get your attention and say, pay attention. There's something here for you. Or things are lining up and you're on the right track. That's your message. When I see crows, I'm like, I need to pay attention because there's a message coming for me. So I look at two things in these readings. I do multiple different kinds of readings. A 1-card daily pull always. 2 cards, 3 cards are very interesting readings. 4, 5, 8. I have done a 7-card reading for the winter solstice, and then for Yule, basically, and then for Imbolc season, I also did a 7-card pull, and that is my plan for Ostera at the spring equinox, which is coming soon. But for these daily readings, I just wanted to kind of do a 2-card reading where we looked at the energy, which is the force that's coming towards us during the day, from the universe, from our environment. Maybe that work environment, maybe that's our work environment, maybe that's our home environment, maybe that's the environment at the grocery store. I mean, sometimes our environment is that tight, and sometimes it's broad, and it's the environment of the universe, which is so immense we can't even comprehend. And then the focus is the other thing that I look at, which is the intention, the effort, or the response that we put into the day, because we are co-creating with spirit. Spirit is incredibly important, but spirit needs us to play along, and we can't do this without spirit. So we're like co-creating together. So spirit gives us energy, and then we choose how we respond. So let's look at our energy for the day. All right, and then let's look at the focus for the day. All right, so we have these cards. I'm going to read from them intuitively, and then I'm going to read from the deck as well. I will tell you that I believe that a person can speak their message just from reading the artwork or the message on the front of the cards. But I think that the guidebooks are an important part of the deck. And I think the authors, the creators of these decks, put time and information and channeled messages into that. And that's why I feel like it's important for me to read those messages as well. So let's look at our energy for the day. We have freedom. Oh, look at that. This is a beautiful card. Now, I'm not sure if this freedom in the artwork is expressing like the freedom of this bird is rising freely, separate from its soul now, or it's just rising high and feels free. But freedom is the best, well, I don't know if it's the best energy, but it's one of the best energies that we could get. Just all-encompassing freedom. Though this almost looks like the sun is behind the bird, or maybe like that halo that you see around some religious artwork. But freedom here, and this is rising up, holding roses. So again, I feel like there's some freedom in the sense that this bird might be released from its earthly coil. But let's look at what she says about this deck. It just says, you do not need to stay where you are. You can change your position. You can rise up and see the world from a different place. You have the wings. All you need is the desire to fly. So this message is telling us you can do anything you want. You just have to want it. So let's look at what the the focus is today, so we know how to respond to this energy of freedom. Because while this is wildly encouraging, it can also be a little bit scary, you know? So let's look at what our focus is. And we have nature. This is a beautiful card. Look at this. Crow is just sitting in just dandelions that are blooming. And we have this, dandelions are a very interesting symbol anyways. I know a lot of people like to kill them in their lawns, but I love dandelions. They're happy little yellow flowers. There are light strings up here, but they almost are representative to me of dandelions when they're in their fullest, you know, yellow blooming before they go to seed and are like this. But we are in nature. And I think when we're in nature, if we just stop, focus, and relax, we get messages, we get understanding, and that's going to let us know that that freedom is where we want to be. This is a beautiful, beautiful energy today. Let me look at what she says for the nature card. She says, when I created this card, I thought about the Ace of Cups in the tarot. It is the connection to nature that fills our spirit and reunites us with divine energy. Living in space full of concrete buildings, it can feel as though Mother Nature resides so far away, but she is here in the grass that sprouts up in the cracks on the sidewalk, in the overgrown empty lots, in the birds that mingle with us in the park. All we need to do is look, and we will find that connection. Nature asks you to see the evidence of divine energy is all around you, regardless of the landscape. Well, this is just beautiful, beautiful reading. So we know this Monday that we have freedom. We have the energy of freedom. Freedom is everything, and it makes us feel light and like there's no end to what we can accomplish. And I think when we stop and focus on nature, that helps us see that. I think everybody feels better when they're out in nature. I mean, if you're having a bad day, walk outside for 15 minutes. You don't even have to walk. You can sit in a chair. Sometimes if it's crappy cold out like it has been where I'm from, you can, I mean, I still have to go outside, you know, with the dog and the horses, and I love that. But you can still gaze out the window and look at the beauty of nature, because even if it's cold outside, winter is gorgeous. There's so much to appreciate from it. This is basking in more of like a late June, July kind of nature here, which will be coming before we know it. But this is a beautiful reading. So know that freedom is waiting for you. And all you have to do, I think, is embrace nature and you will find it. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope you found something in it that you can connect to. I would love to hear what you're thinking about these readings. I would love to hear what you think about this deck by MJ Cullinane, or if you've worked with any of her other decks. please like, please subscribe, please share so I can help this channel grow, so I can help spread these messages. I'm so grateful for you all, for the messages I'm getting, for the views I'm getting, for the likes I'm getting. I'm thankful, and I hope that these messages are helping you at least think about how you respond to the energy that goes on during the day, or to make you look outside the window a little bit differently, or maybe to make you just say, I'm gonna step outside the house today and I'm gonna go for a walk for 10 or 15 minutes and just enjoy the sky and the birds singing and the sounds of the world around us. Our earth is beautiful, and we are renewed and refreshed when we spend time in it. I truly believe that. So, my name is Stacy. Thank you for visiting Simply Liminal with me. Have a wonderful day.